It's hard to explain, but it's almost like my little spidey senses. Like it's just something I can feel like in my gut, and I just go with it. Like I can't explain it. How they walk, how they hold themselves, they look me in the eye, whether they have their head up. Like there's just so many little things that go together. Even how they interact with other people. It's just a lot of things.
Yep.
Yeah, I tell my kids every day, like, remember today, like, what do you got to be? And it's, strong and kind.
What defines success? Is it the grades you walk out of school with? Or is it something you build through resilience, grit, and the lessons life throws at you? Well, today's guest brings us a story that challenges how we think about learning and growth.
Our guest is Thomas Pitt. His school memories are less about marks and more about mates, sport, and the teachers who joined in at lunchtime. After leaving school, Thomas pressed wool, worked in nurseries, carried more pot plants than most of us could lift, and later picked up tools in civil construction. Step by step, he worked his way from the bottom rung as a utility locator to leading as a Victorian branch manager before backing himself and starting his own business.
So what lessons will you learn from this episode? In this conversation, Thomas shares what resilience has meant in his journey, how his perspective on success has evolved since starting a family, and what he looks for in the people he chooses to work alongside. His story is a reminder that true growth doesn't come from schools. It comes from perseverance, hard work, purpose, and the relationships we build along the way. Welcome to this episode of More Than a Score.
Hello, this is our chat with Tom. So before we let Tom speak for himself, I'd like to do a quick intro in terms of how I see Tom. I wanted to describe you as an experienced collector. You love learning about space, but you also love getting your hands dirty. You like woodwork, you like creating things, crafting things. You are a business owner, you are a problem solver, you are my husband, and you are a father.
That's me.
So welcome to More Than a Score, Tom.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you here, Tom. I'm going to interject and join in the fun as well. Lovely to have you here, Tom.
Thanks, mate.
Can I also add in friend alongside as well? Because I noticed that wasn't TBC.
An acquaintance.
Yeah,
right.
To be confirmed.
Yeah. Acquaintance. I'll take it.
So the way that we start this podcast is by asking the question, were you happy with your score at the end of your, I would say, high school experience?
I didn't have a score at the end of my high school experience. I was non-scored.
Can you elaborate on why that was the case?
In year 10, the system that we had, the school sort of guided you to what they thought would be appropriate for your year 11 and 12 education. And that was determined by your exam results, your mid-year, year 10 exam results.
Okay, so what exams were you taking at that time?
That was all of them. So you'd do a maths, science, history or social studies. Yeah, just the main, the core subject sort of exams.
Okay, and you were in WA at that time. So how old are you at this stage, midway through year 10?
I have no idea. Maybe 14, 15, I guess. Something like that.
Yeah, so in WA, you graduate at 17.
Correct, yes.
So it is younger than here in Victoria.
It is.
So were you happy with that decision for you?
I think it was made for me. It was suggested that I didn't do TE. That's what it was called. Not sure what's it called over here.
VCE.
VCE.
You've been
VCE
here a long
over here.
time. What do you mean?
I never went to school here. But yeah, so it was suggested that I didn't get a high enough score for my mid-year exams to do TE.
Okay, was there any opportunity for you to be a part of that discussion, or was it literally one that was had for you, or you didn't realise you could?
Had for me. I didn't get, my score wasn't high enough to do TE.
Oh, so it's purely based on the score?
It is, yes, correct.
Okay, so if I look at it that regard, were you happy with that score then, in terms of what it was able to, because that's the last score you got, right?
No, so school I went to, I think most private or I went to a Catholic school, there was still the end year result. So I guess in the mid-year I was tracking not very well, whether that was a bit of a wake-up call to knuckle down, but so that was sort of, I was probably sitting on a lot of C's, maybe a couple of D's, and then by the end of year 10, I got a couple of A's, some B's. So like technically the score I received at the end of year 10 would have 100% been able to do TE in year 11 and 12, but by then it was too late.
So there was never an opportunity to revisit that decision?
No, it's too late. classrooms get made up, I guess, and class sizes, how many, I guess, gets allotted and determined prior to that. So I guess that's what that 6 months is leading up mid-year to the end of the year. They're sort of sorting out classes for the year 11 and 12.
Okay. Would you describe that as a positive experience or a negative experience for you?
I think at the time I just accepted it for what it was. I enjoyed school, had a good experience. Like, I enjoyed going to school, went to school every day.
Yeah.
Like, I never...
So what is it about school that you see or that you think of fondly then, if not for the score?
Yeah, the socialising, the friendship. I still have friends from high school, still have friends from primary school. Learning experience was, there are, like, whether that is some character building or, like, it was just enjoyable. Like, lunchtime was great. There was one teacher in particular, Mr. Campbell, my maths teacher. I think I reached out to him recently on Messenger.
You did.
I said, hey, mate, just letting you know, you're an awesome teacher. Might have been year 11 or 12. He sort of said, what do you want? What score do you want? I said, I just want to pass, mate. He goes, you'll pass. I'll make sure you pass. And he did. He was awesome. He'd come and kick the footy, play cricket. I think that we had a couple of lunchtime D&D sessions.
Tell listeners what D&D stands for, please.
That is Dungeons and Dragons, Laura. Just a massive nerd. But yeah, that was he was a great sort of, I guess, role model, or just a good, he was a male that wasn't my dad, that sort of felt like he had my back, I guess. Really important. So that's why, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
I reached out to him and said, hey, thanks, mate. Just letting you know. And he loved it. He's, oh, thanks. He he remembered me, which I said, I'm not sure if you remember me, but he said, no, of course I remember you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was awesome. And I think you said, just for being a teacher, hearing that from some student, that was, how long ago was it in high school?
Oh, yeah.
Like 20 years ago? I don't know.
I had a similar experience not that long ago. I was out for a coffee with Gabe and this young woman came up to me with her baby and she's like, do you remember me? I was in your biology class and I would have been like third year. And of course, you always want to hear those stories. You always want to have those kids come back up to you and, it's such a lovely experience as a teacher to see where they end up. Because you don't get that privilege often.
Yeah.
And Dan, you would feel the same. You were at primary school, you're even longer.
I actually just ran into mum of one of the kids that I taught in my second and first year.
Yeah.
And hearing, so this boy is now living over in Spain, he's working there.
Amazing.
Incredible to be able to hear it. Tom, I was going to ask, so you've got a school, a system telling you pretty early on that we see a certain pathway and sort of, it sounds like not forcing, but really...
Yeah, you've just got to go that
way.
non-scored. I don't know I forget what it's called. But it's just non-T. You still go and do it was I think it was called maths in practice. It was just a basic maths that you might need for your future and and still English did still all the core subjects.
Yeah.
You still did your metalwork, your woodwork, your science, did all that stuff, but it just wasn't.
So they sort of pushed a choice for you, this pathway, and then at the same time you got a Mr. Campbell who's connecting with you, making you feel like you've got a champion. So I'm really interested when you think back now, even saying this out loud, what is it that school actually taught you?
The fundamentals, but I think as a kid, you've got to be interested, you've got to be engaged. I think there was a couple of times, because I loved my history, there was a time I was sitting there, I think it was year 10, and the history teacher,
He's saying this in air quotes, just it's a non-visual platform, Tom.
Yeah, me and my mate were like, oh, that's wrong. What's she talking about? No, that didn't happen. That was this date. No, that was the wrong country. Or that's whatever it was. We're put a hand up. What about, I thought it was this. Oh, okay. Because I loved history. But the history we're doing at the time, I think it was a World War II, not a World War One. Whatever it was a war that I was very interested in and knew a lot about it, which I sort of read myself, or my brother was very into battles and war, so he would talk to each other about things like that. So I think as a kid, if you're engaged or it's something that you have a passion about or some type of background, I think school's always going to come down to the individual, especially in a system where it might not work for you. But also school's something you might not like it, but just show up in life, just showing up to something.
Yeah. So there's a few things in it. So it's engaging matters, finding things so you've realised that there were things you were interested in and that you were good at, even though you also had people or this system sort of telling you that you had to go down one certain way.
Yeah, and I think school's super important. It is, you'd still need to know the fundamentals of maths and how it, and there are things you're unless I'm get stuck during a shuttle re-entry launch and I need to work out what sin, cos and tan and what they're going to help me. I get it, but I guess just understanding the fundamentals of things helps, like even like English, how to structure now, like obviously running my own business, like it's important to speak well and make sure that an email is written properly. That professionalism, you do need that to an extent as well. So, and even learning how to talk to people, I think there are fundamentals that are very important, but I just think the system itself is antiquated, outdated, and it can be done better.
Well,
looking back at it.
It's actually a perfect segue then to think of. You've got that experience, and it sounds like even within it, while you're being told to go unscored, a choice is sort of taken out of your hands, you sound like you've actually really thrived, or there's been these successes. Like to hear that you're a business owner, like that sounds pretty, like to me, that sounds really incredible. So I thought, I'm reading back through what you shared with us about wool presser. I don't know what a wool presser is, but I want to know more about that.
Yeah,
then,
please.
Working in a nursery.
A garden nursery, yes.
Being able to master carrying 4 pot plants at once, no easy feat.
In each hand.
Yes. And then you moved, your pathway then looked to move into civil construction.
Yes.
Where you started on the tools as a utility locator. You then moved to become estate manager within that industry.
Yes.
And then progressed further to start a really successful company and business in 2015 that is still going now and thriving.
It is.
So my question that I've been wondering is, and I've been so keen to ask,
Sure.
what's helped you thrive and be so adaptable since that experience at school?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, I don't know. It's just me. Just getting little life lessons along the way. You meet people out there and how you act and what you take in. I think that's very important. Being perceptive, situationally aware, and sort of being, I guess, maybe thrown out into the real world helps.
Yep.
Where I initially did some work experience at the nursery. I think it might have been in the break between, maybe over Christmas, between 11 and 12. And that was just around the corner from where we lived. So mum and dad said, well, maybe you need to go get some work experience or get a job and see if you like that, whether you go back to year 12. Standing there, putting dirt and pot plants, and then goes onto a motorbike trailer, then take to like the hot house. Like, yeah, Jesus, that's was a bit of an eye opener to go, well, yeah, maybe school, I need to finish my year 12. So at least that's some type of completion and education level that is going to stay with me forever. So I think, I'll finish year 12. But then at the end of year 12, I needed a job. So I just contacted them again and said, hey, I've been here before, sort of know roughly how to do what you do. So they said, yeah, sure. Stayed there for maybe 6 months. And at the time, it's probably still now, I think like a nurseryman, that's what they're called, or like the lowest paid thing in Australia. I think I was on like $6.50 an hour, maybe less. But living at home, so I wasn't the end of the world, still could go out and have a good time. And then I was like, well, hang on, yeah, that's just, I need to make more money. So my dad worked at a wool scour. He knew a guy that was looking for someone to press wool bales. So the sheep gets shorn by a shearer, and that wool then goes to a big factory on a floor, and then you've got a big pile of wool in front of you that's probably 5 meters high. And you just pick it up with your hands, and you put it in this machine with a wool bale, like a big packet, and you shove it in that, and you hold a lever down, it compresses the bale, then you chuck another lot of wool in.
Just keep doing that for 8 hours.
Till it's full. And then
it's full.
Then the next bale. Then the next bale.
Like a question that I was thinking about too with you is, and there's this theme that I'm hearing from you. I don't know if this is right, so I'm going to give this a go.
Sure.
You seem really resilient. Like you're this person that just seems to persevere. So listening to that, there's not many people that would go, I'm going to go do this job where I'm working at the nursery, I'm going into the greenhouse, the hothouse, feeling like I'm working really, really hard for not much money, but I'm just seeing it, sticking it through with it, doing the wool pressing, and at the same time, you could see a pathway ahead of you.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
I want to hear, because you looked up before when you said about some life lessons.
Yeah.
So is there a specific life lesson that helped you be resilient and see that pathway, or what's the life lesson that's most sticking out for you, that's helped you the most?
It's hard to explain, but it's just like it's a collective thing, I think, from whatever experience I've had, sort of whether it's employment, people I've been around. I think the people you surround yourself with is very important.
Who do you surround yourself with? Because I think I'm thinking of the listeners, because they've got kids themselves at school.
So I mean, you want to obviously surround yourself with the best people, but also people that want the best for you. So I think you can't be around anyone that sort of wants to sort of not necessarily beat you down, but sort of enjoys if they're doing better than you or you've fallen over and they don't help you up or anything like that. Like, it's always good to surround yourself with people that only want the best for you. That's probably my advice, what it is. Even like, I know it's probably we're jumping the gun a bit here, but since moving to Victoria, the guys that I've surrounded myself over here, and even Laura as well, they have definitely been influential and a very big part of who I am today, massively. Out of those guys, like, there's no jealousy, there's no envy, we give each other a lot of stick, but everyone just wants the best for each other and are very supportive. You can ask them about things, we can talk about anything, and they've been a really good bunch of guys. And yet, granted, they own businesses, they're high up wherever they are, they're very successful at what they do, but surrounding yourself with the right people, I think, is that. But then there are times, like sometimes you need to be around some shit to build that character. Like after the nursery job, my dad's best friend was around, and he said, like, and even with the wool price, he's like, how much are you on an hour? I said this, he said, I think they were looking for jobs, so he said, I can get you a job at Cable Layers. That's where he was. And I said, that'd be great. He was a very hard man, very, very fair, but very hard. And there were still people there that were nasty. The amount of shovels they had thrown at me, verbally abused every day for a while I was, that's like I don't know, what do you call it? Baptism by fire.
I was going to say, it sounds like a bit of hazing or something. Hey?
Yeah, no, not even that. It's just until you prove yourself and they can see what you can do. Like, that's what it was. And even then I was an offsider, and then eventually, with my experience, worked my way up to a leading hand, had my own little crew, like little offsider. That was great. And I really enjoyed that job. They were a good bunch of guys at the end, and once you sort of work out who's who in the zoo and where you stand, like it was fine, but still got screamed at, yelled at, told off. It's one of the things. I think I was 21. That was a good life lesson too. Like, you worked, had to work, and we weren't on good money then either. Like, you had to work 6 days a week, otherwise your paycheck was abysmal.
Yeah, it's interesting because listening to you talk. So the World Economic Forum did this big report about like what are key skills that people need in the future, and one of the big ones is about this idea of being resilient and flexible.
100%.
So
100%.
I think listening to, based on what you've said. And you said it so easy. You're just like, you surround yourself with people. I'm so fascinated to know, like, you said they're not envious, they're not jealous. You said they're supportive and open.
Yep.
I guess to help people get access to this resilience way that you approach life and to surround themselves, what else do you look for to get great people to surround yourself by to help you no matter what's happened? If someone tells you to go unscored or scored, whatever. Yeah. So you can get surrounded by great people.
Well, like, it's one of my little superpowers that I don't know how it got passed down to me from my father. I've just had a good judge of character, a good judge of a person. Like, it's just something I can do very quickly. And it's something that whether it's helped me even now, like hiring someone or surrounding myself or who I sort of bring into my circle and within me. I just don't have time for dickheads or anyone that's like, there's no point. Probably still grown men out there that have got that couple of sharks that are just around and like, get rid of them. Like, there's no need for them in your life. Like, there's just no need.
What are your 1, 2 or 3 like green flags where you're like, this is definitely someone that I want?
It's hard to explain, but it's almost like my little spidey senses. Like, it's just something I can feel like in my gut, and I just go with it. Like, I can't explain it. How they walk, how they hold themselves, they look me in the eye, whether they have their head up. Like, there's just so many little things that go together. Even how they interact with other people. It's just a lot of things.
Yep. I've heard you say before as well, you also look for people to be kind. You don't mean kind as in just weak or a doormat. You actually look for people that are kind and also strong and able to speak up.
I tell my kids every day, like, remember today, like, what do you got to be? And it's, strong and kind.
So why is that so important for our children? Why do you want them to be those things?
Because I think strength is not just physical strength. I think it is that getting back to that resilience. Like, that's strength. It's also strength to hold your tongue or to stand strong or to stick up for someone else or to voice your opinion, to control your emotion. Like, there's so many things to strength. It's not just physical strength. But then, as Dan's touched on, Laura, it's not just about being kind, and I've said before, don't mistake my kindness with weakness. But yeah, you can be kind in a lot of ways as well. I think that's just what the world probably needs more of, is strength and kindness.
Absolutely.
So what other key skills do you think have helped you succeed?
Determination. I was probably never seen as someone that would be successful in life. There is something to, even within me, just to prove that I can still do that, I can do that, that I'm more than what you think. Even like, I think when I was decided to move over to Victoria, like I think my supervisor boss at the time was like, oh, I'll see you in a couple of months.
And how long ago was that?
Yeah, I think 2007 I moved over.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It's things like that. Like people have never, and I like that a little bit. Like not so much now, but definitely back in the day I was underestimated, which I like that. It's a little badge of honour I carry. But yeah, maybe there's still something to prove, and maybe it's proving to my old self. Like I think now it's probably more me, but maybe to start with it was actually proving, like my parents' friends have said, oh, like, well, that's not going to work, or what's he doing, or is that the right choice, or what it was, and like that's, yeah, fine. But yeah, I'll do me, thanks. And I'll run my own race and prove to you and myself and whoever in my family as well.
It was interesting, the conversation that I had with Dan last week, it was that quiet confidence that he had within himself that school was not the end, or that failure was not necessarily going to be the reason that he didn't persevere. What is it about you where those comments didn't really hit, or you were able to bat them away, or you were able to see them in a context that wasn't going to stop you? What is it within you?
I'm not sure, but even like I know that in, I think year 10, maybe year 11, I started martial arts. Like I think that was very important for me. Who I am today, actually, that probably helped the basis of that. So like before I started that, I wasn't great at footy. I think the skills maybe were there, but I wasn't going hard for the ball, maybe a bit scared to get hurt. I was a bit timid, a bit reserved, but then I think that gave me a lot of confidence, whether it was getting, punched, getting kicked, but still, I'm okay. I can take care of myself. I can take a bit of a hit and then get back up. I think that was probably a very vital role in who I am, that martial arts sort of scene. That was very important, and I loved that. That was my jam. That was awesome. I think that definitely played a massive part, especially in high school. Those later years in high school, to even just have the confidence at school to carry yourself. Like it does help you carry yourself in a better, stronger way. Just that confidence, which I think that's definitely like, even I guess if you met me in year 7 or 8, you wouldn't think that. I don't think it'd be a very different person that you see today.
So if you had the opportunity to speak to that boy,
yeah,
as the man you are now, what kinds of things would you tell that boy, that timid boy, that boy that was reserved, that boy that didn't go hard in for the ball? What would you tell that boy about the life you're living now and what he's got to look forward to?
It's going to be amazing. Got an amazing family. You've got an amazing wife. Like just let him know, like, hey, you get to marry, you get to wake up next to Laura. It's pretty cool. But yeah, like you're gonna do good things, like, and you might fail or you might get knocked down, but just get back up. Don't let the opposition know you're hurt. Just get back up and just carry on. I think once again it's just that whole resilience thing. I think which I think we're trying with our kids too, is to build that and instill, like, how does that happen? Because I don't know, but it just happened along the way for me. Maybe it wasn't some distinctive thing. I know, well, this builds resilience, let's do that. It was like an experience of many things that...
Well, I described you as an experience collector, didn't I?
Yes, you did, Laura. Correct. Good work.
Yeah.
It's like you know me or something.
I was going to say, it's like some of the strategies that have helped you be resilient is doing a broad range of things. So giving things a go.
Yeah.
And then particularly when they're tough, it sounds like you welcome a challenge.
I think even getting, like, once again, like another little thing is like, I used to play American football and I used to go so hard. The coach said from a young age, play harder at training than you do in the game, so the game's easier. And with American football, obviously, I was a running back, so I'd be literally in a car crash every play, like just smashing into the defence, and I'd be on the ground, just got to get up. And I remember one of my mates who played defence, I was offence, she said, how do you keep getting back up? And I was literally going back, trying not to cry and in massive pain.
Yeah.
And like my knees were shot, but didn't tell them that. And you can sort of hide under a helmet a bit in your pads, like you can hide the pain a little bit, but Jesus, I was sore, but and it gets in their head. It's like, hang on, how many times I get this guy and tackle him, he's getting back up. That American football helped me massively too. Because that's a little pride thing. I was like, I'm getting up, just get back up.
But I think that's something that we talk about with our children too, is like, we're not so focused, I suppose, on the actual achievement. the score or on the...
No.
You know, for example, like the kids who do cross country, right? Our biggest thing is...
Do it.
Do it.
Do
Give
it.
it a go.
Correct.
Like, do the best you can. And if you want to succeed, like Olivia and I, our daughter, she struggles to run. And so Olivia and I were doing little running clubs.
Yeah, it was
She's like,
amazing.
I wanna,
Amazing you did that.
you
And
wanna,
she loved it.
I
And
know
you
I'm
loved
no
it.
runner either. But
You're a good runner, Laura.
it's the effort though. And if
Yeah.
you can create more emphasis around the effort,
Yep.
it's never going to fail you, right? The
Correct.
score may or may not. Like the actual achievement, you may or may not get there.
Yeah.
But the effort is never going to go unrewarded.
No.
It's like they talk about that idea of this productive struggle. Like you don't want people to just struggle. So I'm thinking like for that listener that's got a kid in school. So imagine you're a parent or you're a student in high school right now, like that idea of productive struggle. What would you tell them to make sure they keep doing or stop doing?
I guess the big thing, even when we speak about it too, is it's okay to lose. It's okay to fail. So just keep doing what you're doing. Like without failure, you're not going to have success. That's what it is. In order to win, you need to know how to lose. Like that's what it is.
What's that story you talk about with chess? Learning how to play chess.
Chess.
It's a great story with your uncle.
Yeah. Oh, how I learnt chess. I played my uncle. He smashed me every time, and he would never let me win. I had to get him a beer every time. Like that was like I lost every game.
So if you're a parent, so imagine you're helping some parents out there right now. Like what is tomorrow? What's a simple thing they could do? It might not be playing chess.
Sure.
But what's something they could do to help their kids that are going through this, or maybe they know it might be coming up down the track, to help them embrace that productive struggle, to help with that resilience, to build that determination that you've sort of built up over years and years and years.
Yeah, even with having kids, I think now, like, looking back, like winning's great. Like, don't get me wrong, winning's amazing, and being first is great. But I think you still need to know. They still need to know, especially being that young, that that's okay if you don't. Life's not about winning all the time. You'll never win everything in life. So don't set them up to fail. It's okay. Like if you don't come first, you don't succeed, or you're not good at something, it doesn't mean you stop. Oh, now you quit because it's too hard. That's what it is.
So telling them, even just the first thing someone could do is you don't have to win.
You don't have to win. Winning's great, and it'll come. It'll come.
Yep.
It's not going to come tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You don't want to be peaking in primary school or high school.
I think I said, you never want to peak in school.
No, you don't. Correct.
You've got a whole life ahead of you.
Correct. Like you've got so much in front. And I'm telling you now, any successful sports star, any businessman, they've all failed. They've all failed. They've all lost. They've been cut. They've been bankrupt. They've lost money. They've lost houses. They've lost friends. But like I said, it's that they've picked themselves up and they've gone, I'll learn from that and I'll be better the next time for it.
Well, our hope with this podcast is that people will realise that beyond school, there's a lot more ahead of you, and
100%.
There's lots of ways to go.
And I've said that to Laura. I said I actually wanted to go and give like a talk at a previous school, just to say, hey guys, like without sounding like a massive flog.
It's coming.
It's coming.
The
Just
floggery is
get
coming.
ready. It's there. It's present. No, it was more so like, like have a bit of a, I don't know, I'm a bit old school, maybe a PowerPoint presentation, and it's like, out of these universities, and I've got this business that makes this much, the revenue's this, I have this car, this is my house, like, guess what uni I went to? And show of hands, do you think I went to Monash, Deakin, or this? Surprise, there was neither of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you don't have, just so they know that score or school doesn't determine your future or what you are. Like, not at all. There's probably some miserable accountants out there that go, yeah, you went to uni, you did your CPA, congratulations, you're in a corner office for some company that sorts boxes. Yeah, cool. Awesome. And you're happy with that? Incredible. Congratulations. But there's so much more pathways out there than just school. Like, it's important. I think that's outdated and things need to change. But it's a system we've got, so use it and understand what the system is.
And there's some great schools out there that are starting to do more of this, like helping people explore those different pathways, see different industries, consider things a little bit differently, like the way it sounds like you do.
Yeah. I look back at school and I think whether or not we want to get into this now, but it was more like, why are subjects? Like, why are they? Because I look back and now, like, I really love space. I love all that stuff. But then, like, I didn't realise that that's physics, which is maths, which is then if I want to look at a planet, that's chemistry. Like they're the same bloody thing. But also, funnily enough, you've got to write things, which is English. So like, why are they so distinct? And I get it, because teachers need to not know a billion things. I get that. But it's like, no one told me that space is 3 of the things. I was just literally doing equations, which is boring as shit in physics. And like, what's this for? Well, hang
Seeing
on.
the connections.
And then you look back and go, actually, you need to know some physics
Yeah.
and maths to then work out, like if I want to work out the parallax to see how far a star is away from us. Oh, that's what that is. That's fun.
Did you say parallax in a conversation?
Sorry, Laura. But I'm saying, but that's education afterwards, after school, that I've done myself, that I'm like, oh, how do I figure that out? And when I've read a book or I've listened to things, I'm like, oh, that's bloody maths and physics, and that's all these things. Like, you think of a year 10 or year 9 boy, you're talking about, oh, that's stars and planets, and they're going to be engaged. Most of them will be, oh, cool. Here's a telescope, kids. Let's work this out. Oh, amazing.
What I find really funny about you and I, Tom, is that I actually have almost education fatigue. I've been in education for such a long time. I'm constantly in my job learning. And so when I get home, we laugh at the absolute rubbish I watch on TV. Like, I don't want to learn any more stuff. Like, I'm fatigued.
Yeah.
You're the opposite.
Yeah.
Tom's at home and he's like, he wants to read new books. He listens to, like history podcasts. Like,
yeah, we had that discussion about how, like, I was interested about, and it's human biology, I guess, to an extent. I was like, hang on, if we go to another planet and we eat a bit of meat from there, will that give us mad cow? Because it's like a protein that we won't be able to work into our bodies. Was that going to then spread to other cells and reckon you're going to die if you eat something?
The prion discussion we were having.
But I'm just saying, but that's
we're nerds over the dinner table.
Correct. No, but I'm saying, but that's an amazing thing at school to talk about. Not just like, this is your liver. Yeah, cool. Thanks. I've got one of those. Like, this is how your liver works. Yeah, thanks. I get that. I'll go to a doctor. But it's like, I think it just needs to be more interesting to engage, because there's probably a lot of kids out there that are super smart, but it misses because they're not engaged.
And great schools out there are doing that. They're making learning real.
Yeah.
They're connecting it. They're helping kids see all the different connections for that.
Yeah.
Now, listening to you use the word parallax. So you're obviously a lover of learning.
Yeah.
Something that we're trying to do at the end of every episode
is
ask the same sort of question. So the one that I have for you, don't look, Tom.
Okay, sorry, I won't cheat.
So, Tom, what's one new skill you're planning to learn next, and why?
Well, yeah, the new skill I need to learn, it's not very fun, but I need to, and like it does feed back to school a little bit, but now knowing that that's important in business, is I just need to get better at business management and economics. I need to work out how I can better my business more. Like, that's my next learning stage as a director, is I need to learn to sharpen up the books, get the most out of my balance sheet, my P&L. I need to be better to run that from a economic point of view, I guess. So yeah, but that's something that I've self-taught myself how to, and I've got some good admin staff around me, but I just need to be better as a director and to be more profitable.
So to tap into one of those board accountants in their corner office with their
something
CPA?
Like that, yeah. But once again, it's like, as a business, if you own a business, you might need this. Oh, thanks, I'll learn that. That's great. But at the time when you're sitting in, they go, what the hell am I going to use this for? Oh, it's this.
So if you were, I'm going to throw in one final follow-up, which is, so you said better director.
Yes, that's what I need to
So
be.
in 6 months, you're a better director?
I hope so.
What do you now know? Because I'm thinking for our listeners, just to get an idea of what, because I see you as a really successful business person, husband, bloke.
Yes, thank you. But I mean, I'm telling you now, like, business is relationships. That's all business is. I don't have a cool bit of paper with a stamp and my name on it in my office, but I know how to talk to people. I know how to engage with people. I know how to network. Like, it's a relationship thing. And I've said this to Laura before, like, there's at universities, which is a business I don't like, but like, they've got, I think, courses on being an entrepreneur. Well, I guarantee you 99% of the entrepreneurs out there didn't do a course on how to be an entrepreneur.
And when you say the piece of paper with a stamp, you mean a degree, right?
A degree, yeah, correct. So I don't have that, Dan, but I know how to run a business.
Absolutely.
I can always be better. Everyone can be better at what they do, but it's just, that's I know how to run a business. It's successful. It's going well. It needs to be better. I just need to sharpen up the books and get better from a numbers point of view.
I think it's exciting to see what happens with this too, and all the other experiences that you're going to collect.
You just have to have me back in 6 months, Laura and Dan, and
See what happens.
see what
Done.
happens.
Tom, thanks for being on More Than a Score.
Oh, no worries. Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been good, guys.
Do you want my last question?
Please. Oh, Laura. Sorry. I apologise.
What's for dinner?
Jesus.
We hate that question. What's for dinner?
I'll work it out.
Good job, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, guys.